he says, what made Peter and Andrew follow Jesus so quickly? In Mark 1:18, was this a rabbinical thing? Did they know him? Great question. Let's go to that text just to get some context so that we can better understand this question. So Mark 1:18. Let's see here. Mark 1:18. All right. So it says, and as he walked by the Sea of Galilee, he saw Simon and Andrew, his brother, casting a net into the sea, for they were fishermen. Then Jesus said to them, "Follow me, and I will make you become fishers of men." They immediately left their nets and followed him. All right. So, great question, right? I mean, this seems rather abrupt that he would just walk by. He says, "Hey, follow me," and these guys follow him. But more than likely, Jesus' reputation as a teacher had become known, and to be called by a rabbi was a very big deal, right? This was kind of like getting into your favorite school, right? You're getting into Harvard, all right? If Harvard were to send you a note saying, "Hey, you know what? You get to come study here. It's all expenses paid. Just come on." And you're probably smart enough to say, "Okay, I'm going to go," right? And that would be the same idea when a traveling rabbi would go by. So the rabbis were very selective. They were particular about who they had, they would teach. And so again, here you have a rabbi who's coming by and he's inviting you to teach. So they're going to be pretty quick to do this. Now, we don't know if this is in fact their first encounter with them. Remember, the book of Mark is very, very short. That's what makes it such a great book, is that you can read it pretty quickly, and you can get through it. And so that certainly is one of the important parts. So now if we go to the book of Luke, then we find a little bit longer description of what's going on. And it says in Luke chapter 5, so it was as the multitude pressed about him to hear the word of God, that he stood by the lake of Gennesaret and saw two boats standing by the lake, but the fishermen had gone from them and were washing their nets. Then he got into one of the boats, which was Simon's, and asked him to put it out from the land. And he sat down and taught the multitudes from the boat. When he stopped speaking, he said to Simon, "Launch out into the deep and let down your nets for a catch." But Simon answered and said, "Master, we have toiled all night and caught nothing. Nevertheless, at your word, I will let down the net." And when they had done this, they caught a great number of fish, and their net was breaking. So they signaled to their partners in the other boat to come and help them. And they came and filled both the boats so that they began to sink. When Simon Peter saw it, he fell down at Jesus' knees, saying, "Depart from me, for I am a sinful man, O Lord." For he and all who were there with him were astonished at the catch of fish that they had taken. And so also were James and John, the sons of Zebedee, who were partners with Simon. And Jesus said to Simon, "Do not be afraid. From now on, you will catch men." All right, so these appear to be related. And if that is indeed the case, then what Mark is giving us is just kind of a bullet point of what happened. He's not giving the full details. It's just that, and Jesus walked by Peter's boat and said, "Come on," and Peter went. All right. And so again, we have to understand that the Gospels are not giving us all the details. They're not giving us, so much that we can really piece together everything, but they're just giving us the basic snippets so that we can kind of get into the action of what Jesus was doing and what Jesus was teaching, versus the backstory behind everybody and how everybody really got involved. It's just giving us Jesus called Peter and Peter went. All right. So that's the basic idea. But thank you for the question, Ed. I think that's a great question.